Afternoon, esteemed guests, and all the students seeking knowledge. We extend a warm welcome on behalf of the Institutional Innovation Council of Government College of Engineering, Nagpur. Let us commence our knowledge sharing discussion finally by invoking the blessings of Goddess Saraswati and revealing the ceremonial lamp. Ma'am, may I kindly request you to light the lamp and initiate today's auspicious event.
Guys, blinded by darkness of ignorance, state of knowledge. This for today's event, Divisional President of Nagpur, Honorable Vijayalakshmi Mithri, Principal of Government College of Engineering, Nagpur, Dr. R.P. Burkar, IIC President Dr. Shikita Kadam, and IIC Convener Dr. Latesh Magan. Now, we request Principal Dr. R.P. Burkar sir to welcome Vijayalakshmi Mithri ma'am by offering a flower.
We request Dr. Shikita Kadam, welcome Vijayalakshmi ma'am with a token of gratitude.
Thank you, ma'am. We request IIC President Dr. Shikita Kadam to inform us more about what IIC is and commence the program. Thank you, Chennai. Honorable Ma'am, Honorable Ma'am Vijay Lakshmi Bedri, Divisional Commissioner Nagpur, respected Principal Dr. R.P. Bolkar, ISC Convener Dr. Latesh Malik, my colleagues and dear students. It's a privilege to introduce Institute Innovation Council to this August gathering. Ma'am, this Institute Innovation Council works under guidance and vigilance from AICT and Ministry of Education. AICT has decided that the ecosystem for innovation, research, entrepreneurship, and startup has to be created in all higher engineering institutes. In 2018, AICT has launched this scheme, and from this institute, I have attended that launching ceremony. And this institute believes that we should board the train when it is slow. Immediately after launching at New Delhi, we launched our IIC in 2018 with the hands of a very young innovator who has 40 patents in his name in the age of 40. From then, we are continuously working on this It was not easy for us because we are trained professionals, civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics, and computer. The jargons like boot camp, concept were new for us. 10 faculty from this institute got training from AICT about innovation and startup. And we are continuously working on this. I am happy to share that this college has been awarded by AICT for its growth for every year. Last year, AICT has invited this college to present our success story in the regional conference to other colleges, how we are marching and how we can help others to march. We have helped three other colleges, engineering and architecture college, all over the Maharashtra, to start their Institute Innovation Council. Our students are engaged in various research activities like Smart India Hackathon organized by AICT. They are participating and winning the awards in Mahapour Innovation Contest. They are taking part and winning in innovation contests like uh, Hackathon organized by AICT. And I am really happy to share that the efforts of our last 5 long years, this year, our 17 student teams has patent granted to their name, which is really big of it. Our student team is very dedicated, and I believe that under the humble guidance of Dr. Nati, dynamic team of IIC. We will continue working in this space and we will make you proud. With these words, I conclude my statement. Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, I would like to acknowledge that the guidance and support provided by our respected ma'am has brought the IIC to its current position. Thank you, ma'am.
Today, we also gather here for a momentous occasion, the installation ceremony of our institution's Innovation Council 6.2 2023-24. This is a significant milestone in our institution's journey towards fostering a culture of innovation. We request Honorable Vijayalakshmi Bidiri ma'am to kindly come forward for the installation of the newly formed committee. Starting with Trupti Kadam as advisor, Veena Mandal as executive Rajmi as coordinator. As social media coordinator, starting our day as social media coordinator,
I belong to here. Event management team. Even where to live from event management team.
we had it from the management team. From the
And again, have had their phones granted since the start of ISC 5.2, that is September 2020.
start with Dr. Nitesh Bhagat for her patent on a system and method to prohibit mosquito breeding.
Dr. Rajeshri Raut for a real-time ECG data compression and transmission for remote patient monitoring system. And mail solar design patent by Professor Dr. Nandankar Sal Rakre, Kaustubh Gide, Shashank Srivas, and Vaishnavi Iyer. Will serve as a strong motivation for all of us to further promote innovation on larger scale. Thank you, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am very glad to announce that in an era where data has become the lifeblood of decision-making process across industries, our head of Department of Computer Science and Engineering recently wrote and published a book named Data Science and Analytics with Python. I kindly request Visual Executive Ma'am to preside over the book's inauguration.
The author of the book, our mentor, our HOD of Computer Science Engineering, Dr. Latesh Malik, ma'am. This book serves as a guiding light for both novices and experts in the field of data science. Authored by experts, our ma'am, Dr. Latesh Malik, crafted with precision. This book embarks on the journey of demystify the world of data analytics. Thank you, ma'am. This is a moment of great pride for us, both as students of Government College of Engineering, Nagpur, and as students of Dr. Latesh Malik.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor and privilege to introduce a distinguished guest who has graced our college event with their presence today. We are delighted to have with us a prominent figure in the Indian Administrative Services, Honorable Vijay Lakshmi Giri, IAS. Ma'am has completed her Bachelor's in Engineering in Computer Science from RV College of Engineering, Bangalore, a certificate in Public Policy from Leap for Public Policy, and an executive course in Ethics and Governance from University of California, Berkeley. Ma'am was the topper of UPSC Civil Services Examination in 2000 and graduated
Government of Maharashtra since April 2005, where she served as Chief Executive Officer of Jilla Parishad. Thereafter, she served as District Magistrate till September 2007. She was also Member Secretary at Maharashtra State Commission for Women till November 2008. Ma'am was the Commissioner of Kolhapur Municipal Corporation from January 2011 to January 2015 and also was the Regional Director of the Staff Selection Commission.
She also served as the controller of URSC at ISRO Department of Space, and now she has been appointed as the Divisional Commissioner of Nagpur in the Government of Maharashtra in August 2022. Ma'am has had an illustrious career in the civil services, serving the nation with dedication and distinction. She is the recipient of Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Communal Harmony by Government of Maharashtra as MD of Mahila Vikas Mahamandal of Maharashtra in 2008 and was also awarded the Pride of Karnataka Award by NGO Roundtable India.
She was Shaivi Gurukul Scholar 2012 at London School of Economics and Political Science. Ma'am has also been awarded the Rating 1 Super Women Award in December 2015. Youngest member on e-governance delegations to Estonia and Finland 2011. Department of IT, Government of India. She was also selected and participated in the Next Generation Leaders Program held in South Korea in 2009 by Government of South Korea. Her remarkable achievements and contribution in her field have not only earned her recognition, but have also inspired countless individuals to pursue this service as an occupation. When we were gathering the information about you, ma'am, the first thing that came to mind after reading this was the four famous lines of La Mancha poem, which closely mirror your personality as to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear the unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not to go, to love the pure and chase from afar, to right the unforgivable wrong, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow the star. No matter how, no matter how placed, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question, without pause, to be willing to the march into hell for heavenly cause. Thank you, ma'am. We request ma'am to enlighten us with their experience and knowledge. Very good. Principal, respected principal, Dr. Kshitija Kadamji, Dr. Latesh Malikji, all the professors, teachers, deans, the college, students, and especially IIC, the newly installed members, and all the old members who have contributed to a very successful last 1 year for IIC. And big congratulations to all the patent holders. I'm very, very happy to see that right in college, all of you are used to this process. And you already got patents when you are in college. You are a part of the team which is working on that. And your teachers are also doing it. I saw a lot of your professors and teachers also have got those patents. Recently, there was a patent festival which happened in Nagpur some time back, and they're telling somebody has 40 or 50 patents in Nagpur. That person was facilitates, if you really keep working at it, in during your career, because engineering college, of course, it must be happening now that you must get introduced to intellectual property rights, you must get introduced to entrepreneurship issues, and your startups and everything. Because I studied in engineering college in Bangalore, and I was from RVCE, and yes, it was the best college in Bangalore that time. We were even in the top 10 colleges in the country that time, and almost computer science electronics 100% placements and everything. Even then, I'm talking about 98. Not the new things. It's like the entire ecosystem in the country has changed today. Earlier, we used to think, we get a job in a good software company, with okay, we'll work for 2 years, then we'll go abroad, do our masters, then do our PhD. So that is the normal route, you keep thinking that you will take. But now India is so happening, and India has created so much opportunities. You have so many startups, you have unicorns, and you have so much space because we are a huge market. We are a market ourselves. And there's so much that you understand the society and you understand our requirements that you can even, you can produce whatever is required here as a matter of service. So in Bangalore, they started a company called Dunzo, and that used to deliver things home. So now it has become a very normal thing, like your Swiggy and Blinkit and everything is there. Just the other day, my son was trying to print something, and he said that Blinkit allows you to take a printout and bring it and give it to your homes. Not only are the people, are people delivering groceries and fruits and vegetables and medicines. You just tell them to print this document and bring it, and they'll bring that also. So that is the kind of innovation which is happening. And I thought, yes, it's a simple idea. No? Everybody doesn't have a printer at home, और कभी प्रिंटर का खत्म हो जाता है जब आपको प्रिंट करना होता है तभी एक खत्म हो जाता है तो so इसीलिए तो if you are just it's not a document which is not very I mean in the sense confidential, you can definitely ask somebody to print it and bring it for you. So small things, what I'm telling, the scope of understanding the requirement of society and turning that to make it useful. This one. So even the digital payments you see today, all your Paytm and Phone Pay, foreigners don't understand it. Huh? Every Indian buy the lady who is selling fruits and vegetables also, she will also say, Paytm karo, Phone Pay karo. And the way the digital payments portals have really changed a lot of things for India, linking all these people to banking and to proper finance were earlier left out of the entire financial system. So they were working with very informal methods, like there will be landlords, there will be people who would give money or things like that, and they were really caught in a very bad cycle. And today, I think PhonePe or Paytm gives them 40,000, 50,000 just if they register themselves, and they keep paying every day 100 rupees, 200 rupees. It goes on. So what I mean to say is that your engineers, your science is one way, and putting that into action is what you engineers are doing, and you can probably do a lot of things in this country only. So today there is a scope for us to really grow, and this is yours as a generation which is not looking at jobs to take a job, but you are looking at creating jobs. You are looking at creating wealth. There is a Chinese proverb which says, first create the wealth, then we'll think how we created it. Might have heard about the Zerodha, the Kamath brothers. They take home 100 crores each every year as salary. What their company goes is different. So त्यांच्या वर्षात salary आहे 100 कोटी. And both the brothers, And what I mean to say is, पहले था कि you had to have your father to be some Ambani or Adani to give you that kind of money to grow and invest somewhere and go. The entire way the wealth is created is going to change. So I'm very glad that you have this IIC. You're thinking of innovation. You are thinking about startups. You are thinking about how to create value in the society, and that's a big takeaway. इंजीनियरिंग में होता है सब्जेक्ट आई थिंक नाउ ऑल्सो 8 सब्जेक्ट ही रहते हैं क्या सेमेस्टर में कम रहते हैं पता नहीं हाँ वो पास हो गए तो बस काफी हो जाता है कोई बैकलॉग ना रहे तो बच गए बैकलॉग रह भी गया तो भी हो जाएगा कोई इशू नहीं so what I'm trying to say is that like you people score like I don't know if you're getting percentage in 90s and things like that. My daughter is doing her engineering in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and she also is in my college, the college I study. And I see she has varied things. She has got she's literature also is one of the subjects. She's political science as one of the subjects, and I think environment engineering. There are a lot of mix up in your first year, a lot of new subjects, and they are studying blockchain in the first year and doing so many projects. I feel that they must enjoy the process of engineering. कि होता है कि not everybody is good at everything, but इंजीनियर जो पास हुए वो गए बस इंजीनियर हो गए तो ऐसा बहुत डिफरेंस नहीं रहता है बाद में it is life which shows you different things, but yes, you will get a good placement if you do well. You should keep good grades and good CGPAs so that companies when they come they can pick you up. But see, even in the IITs, many people get jobs, they're not joining the jobs. They get a job definitely before leaving the IIT, but they don't take up because they want to do something on their own. They are into startups, they are into something, or maybe they'll go abroad to study. So that side has changed. That we want, a job which gives me 40 lakhs, CTC or 50 lakhs CTC or more. Those things are changing now. But definitely, yes, you have to study well, do the best of what you can. Your grades are equally important. I'm not denying that. At the same time, this attitude that you're developing as an engineer is very important. Why I'm coming to that is your professor requested me that I must speak to you something about the civil services exam. So after seeing all your innovation, I don't really have a pitch to talk about civil service exam. I think all we can do very well, outside. And this will be a very old stream kind of a place to come in. Yeah, when I finished my engineering, I had two jobs on hand when I finished my college. And, I took a chance at civil service because my father and my uncle both were civil servants. My father was in the IPS and my uncle was in the forest service. So both of them said that you give one try. People, 4-5 lakh people take this exam, and it's very likely that people don't pass easily. It's a very tough exam. So generally, I thought I'll get knocked out at some stage and they'll leave me in here. So it's like you've got the prelims, you've got the mains, and you've got the interview. There are 3 stages to the exam. And for the prelims exam, in our time, there used to be 3.5 lakh candidates. Now there are 5 lakh candidates who take this exam. And then they filter you out and bring you to the mains exam, which is a theory exam. And that exam, around maybe 10,000 people qualify to that exam. And after that exam, then the interview comes. The interview, around 2,000 people qualify for the interview. And around maybe 600, 700 people get selected. Out of those top people, 100 people get IAS, and 100 people get IPS. Then you get income tax, then you get customs, you get railway services, you get defense account services. There are so many other services after that, the central services are there. So the general process is like bringing you down from that 5 lakh aspirants to this 500 people who can get into civil services, and the elite services, IAS, IPS, and IFS, another maybe around 150 to 200 out of that. So this is a sort of elimination process, you can say. But the thing is, um, engineers do extremely well in this exam also. It's seen from the time they have had this prelims, which is basically, and it's just it's just a general studies paper. Morning paper is a general studies paper, which is around 200 marks, 100 multiple choice questions, and the afternoon paper is a uh, it's a quants paper. It's more or less analytical abilities are tested. But because they started making it scoring, engineers started doing extremely well. They said no, no, इसको qualify करो कि आर्ट्स वाले साइंस वाले कॉमर्स वाले नहीं कर सकते हो क्वांट्स का, तो इसीलिए उन्होंने क्वांट्स पेपर को क्वालिफाई बनाया. And the morning paper is the score which decides your cutoff into actually making it to the mains. And mains exam also has a lot of general studies paper now. It has around four general studies papers. There's one English paper which you have to qualify. There's one regional language you have to qualify, like Marathi or Hindi or Sanskrit or anything. One regional language they are qualified. They don't count that for merit. So you have got a English paper, regional language paper, which is a qualifying paper. After that, you have got four papers which are general studies. One paper deals with all this history, polity, and all this. One paper deals with environment, science, and technology, and climate management, and those kind of things. And there's one paper on ethics and integrity, and that's a new paper which has been introduced. And then you also have a essay paper. You'll have to write an essay of 100 marks. Elaborately write about one subject so that how thoroughly you can think about one subject. And then there is an optional paper. So people take political science, public administration, history, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, or say even chemistry, anything. You can pick up any subject. But the experience goes that engineers go and pick all public administration, political science, history, and they won't crack it. They do better than all the people who studied in TU, JNU, or Stephens or anywhere. And that is because we start using our engineering the way of analyzing things into political science. So we don't write answers which are 40 pages, and we don't write answers with the 10 quotations in the starting. So quotation देखते ही पता चल जाएगा आर्ट्स वाला स्टूडेंट. So nothing to take away from arts, brothers and sisters, but only to say that पेपर जो चेक करने वाला था उसको इमीडिएटली समझ जाता है कि कौन सा बंदा पेपर लेकर आएगा. So you got political. I took a political science and international relations, and my another paper was kind of literature. So both were very different from what I did in engineering. But computer science is not an option you can take. They have only your basic branches: civil engineering, mechanical, and electrical engineering, which you can take as a subject. But it's very tough to pass with. I know very few people who have passed with those subjects, and even for maths is also subject. Unless somebody has done like 5-year course in ISC in math or 5-year course, in physics. So they are able to tackle it much better. And then when you got also the IIT people and masters people writing those subjects, mechanical engineering or electrical engineering. So it works better for engineers to take humanity subject, even like anthropology, political science, sociology, and crack the paper. So after you write this mains, and this is around close to I think 200 odd marks, 2000 marks in this entire mains, and then give a cutoff category wise, and then you qualify to the interview. The interview process is more or less what is in your biodata. They ask you questions about where you come from, what are the problems there, or your education and your hobbies. Suppose you're little farming, then they can ask you anything about farming. So I tell people, please write specifically pomegranate farming, or you do mango farming, or you do some other farming, so that they ask you questions only in that. So you have to be particular about how you present your biodata, so that they're asking you questions out of that. And also general understanding of things around you, general knowledge, how you understand and interpret things around you. So those kind of things are asked in the interview process. But the interview is only around 275 marks. If you do very well in the mains, 2 marks is okay. So basically, it's like an interview marks is quite unpredictable. My first attempt when I went, I got that time in our time I think there were 300 marks. I got 210 out of 300 as a fresh candidate. And the second time when I went, I was already in customs exercise. I was doing a probation. When I took my second attempt and I went, I got 167 or something. So I thought my personality deteriorated over 1 year. Basically thought like, I was worse off than what I was But I had done so well in my mains, I topped the exam. Because even after joining my really bad interview marks, I mean, I could top because I had done very well in political science and general studies papers. So it's like, see, like they give you 4 attempts, or maybe now more attempts for general candidate. OPC candidate has 7 attempts, and SCST candidates have around 10 to 12 attempts they get. So, but that's not a question of attempts, but हो सकता है एक ही attempt में बहुत कम लोग crack करते हैं. 2 or 3 attempts is what people have to be prepared for, because in this process you can get knocked out at any stage. You might be very good at mains, but if you are not the prelims kind of a person, if you can't crack the prelims, then you can't go again. So many people spend a lot of time preparing for the mains and the interview, and less time for the prelims. And what happens is, like, the screening process, it goes and you lose 1 year. The first things first, you got to prepare for prelims very well. Are you sure you are cracking, all your test papers and all your, previous year's papers and everything? 120 questions per 100 के ऊपर आ रहा है, then you are safe. You can go for preparing for mains. So it's again like the way you would prepare for IIT or NEET or any other entrance exam or CAT, or some of you might be going for an MBA. So it's a competitive exam like any other, but it only needs like all the information under the sun. Like you'll have questions from history, you'll have polity, constitution, biology, physics, mental ability, statistics, environment, science and technology, and current affairs, international relations, sports, awards, everything. So you just have to study. That is the range of things which comes in the subject. So just wanted to give you a slight introduction. Those who are interested, those of you who would like to take exam later, if I'm around here, definitely meet me. Or usually the divisional commissioners here are usually IAS officers only, so you can definitely approach them to help you or guide you. So, or I'm there, I can leave my email ID or something with your professor. So, any of you are serious about pursuing, or any of your friends are serious about pursuing, make a group and start preparing. And at some stage, you will encounter problems. Unless you start preparing and getting into it, you won't have doubts. So, when you are at a stage when you have doubts, come back to us, any of us, whether it is the collector or the municipal commissioner or the division commissioner. A lot of IAS officers in Nagpur posted most of the time. So, definitely, any of you then will be able to guide you. And unless you have any questions, particularly if you would like to ask something, I would like to answer. But yes, it is a I would in civil service. Like if the exam crack karna ek part hai, what happens after that? So I had the opportunity to work in Assam first because I was given Assam cadre. So I lived in Assam and Meghalaya, and I started my career there. Then later shifted to Maharashtra. So I was in Hingoli. I was a collector in Sindhudurg. Then I was municipal commissioner in Kollam. As director IT in Government of Maharashtra. I was also the member secretary of the Maharashtra State Commission for Women also. Then I went to Indian ISRO on deputation. And when this Chandrayaan 3 and Chandrayaan 2 were happening and all that, I was in ISRO. I came last year. I came back here. Up close, I have seen the entire Chandrayaan team, Aditya and one team. I personally know all their project directors, their team, and everything because I've worked with them for almost 3 years. So when Chandrayaan 2 failed, we were there. And 2019 had just gone and it had come to the last stage, and we were in the control room when that happened. And failed means I would say it was largely a success, but the last part, they could not land soft land. That part was there, and I would say it was a partial failure or a partial success. But then, so the way ISRO learned from its mistakes, and the way the team does a failure analysis, it's a very big report, a failure analysis report. And the entire team sits up and works on it. And the good thing in the organization is that when there is success, they'll always put the other people forward, the project directors and the team forward. And when there is a failure in ISRO, always the chairman takes responsibility. So most of you would have seen only Dr. Sivan, he was crying, or or some, he was emotional that moment, and or that entire thing, whatever that failure, that the chairman of ISRO would take responsibility for it. So not only on the last day, even when we used to sit through all those meetings where it was, the Chandrayaan 2 was moving from our center, our satellite center in Bangalore, it was moving to Sriharikota for the launch, final launch. That time the project director was Miss Vanita and the mission director was Ritu Kardia. So there are a lot of media requests. Everybody wanted their interview. Everybody wanted, get some coverage, of the lead scientists in that project. And he had come to assess the last year. He said, "See, this project becomes a success only you will pay the front. And if it becomes a failure, then I am there." So he says, "Till then, please don't go out to the press, till we get the mission done." So unfortunately, that day we were all in control room. The prime minister also came and everything happened, and that soft landing did not happen. And we did see that, and we were wondering, ki, how do we go from here? Will the government allow us one more mission, or whether we really get to yeah, repeat this thing? And what happens if there's one more failure? A lot of questions people have at that stage. So it will happen in September. That thing happened October, November. Yeah, by December already Grant 3 was there. Veeramuthuvel was there. His entire team was there. And the Chandrayaan 3 team did record work. What it took around close to 8 years, 9 years to make Chandrayaan 2. In 2 years, he was ready with Chandrayaan 3. So that is the amount of learning we have. So unless in things where the failures, we are not able to accept failures first and learn and understand from them, we cannot go anywhere ahead. So entire country had watched this, and Chandrayaan 3 become much faster. I'm telling you, in spite of COVID. 2019 दिसंबर में शुरू किया उसने, मार्च 2020 में कोविड आ गया. We had issues with imports, licenses. We also had issues with components coming from abroad and things like that. The manpower, labor, I mean, basically our manpower, our scientists could not work full time. For 6 months, we were working on alternatives. So the entire team could not be in office at one time. A lot of things were happening like that. But in spite of COVID 2020, 2021, when I came in July 2022, I left, ISRO completed my definition, came back. And by that time, it was fully ready. They are doing the testing. So we are hiring the helicopters to actually do the tests on the craters. So in a place called Chitradurga, which is a little away from Bangalore, landing test. So many times that was thrown off from, in a controlled condition from the chopper to see how it lands, how it works, and things like that. But yes, they took their time, and there's a lot of testing which happened from 22 to 23. And we have that particular window to launch the satellite only in July. Best time to launch for any country. So even the Russians launched around the same time. We didn't know about their program. But yes, India we missed last July, so we had to come this July. But this time they want to be very sure. Not only the aspirations of people, it's also about whether we can, Venus program, Shukrayaan. There are programs about Shukrayaan, landing probe, or even sending, orbit to go around Venus. So those things are already thought of. But then we get, no, this has to come through. Chandrayaan 3 has to come through, and we have to do the soft landing. And when in this September it happened, and everybody was very happy. It landed WhatsApp forwards and messages, Jain, support that. So basically, of course, the country is regulated. They understand only that part, but the mission will be complete only when the rover comes out. And when the rover came out, actually went around the moon surface, collected so much material, and there are moon storms. There are very difficult temperatures. It could not survive. It is hardly some 23, 25 kgs. And it's moving on the moon surface. Take it out. First is landing. And there's not like, except the cameras which are fitted on the lander, there's no other way to get any other picture. So then, once it came out, it did its round and survived for that entire lunar day. Lunar day is 14 days. And it survived for that. They could bring it back, pack it up, put it to sleep. I don't know whether we were able to revive it. It achieved more than its expected project motive, project goals. So no other country has been able to do it. Imagine Indian scientists, Indian engineers, scientists both there. ISRO is full of engineers. Their only designation is called as scientist, scientist E, scientist F. ऐसा रहता है. जैसे आप इसरो में अगर कोई भर्ती होता है ना, साइंटिस्ट सी से शुरू करता है वो, फिर साइंटिस्ट डी बनता है, ई बनता है. बेसिकली इज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियर or electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer or a computer science engineer. The four branches which are there in usually the satellite making. So what I have to say is that it is the power of Indian engineering. It is the power of people who are coming from tier 2 cities, tier 2 engineering colleges, not just IITs. In our workforce, more than IITs, we have everybody who is coming from Trichy or Kerala or from West Bengal, Orissa, even from Ladakh. we have our scientists, engineers coming from across the country. And of course, later, once you are working in ISRO, you get to do your masters. And any IIT and ISC will offer you the masters. So from the department, we send people to some people to IIT Bombay, some people to IIT Madras, some people to Indian Institute of Science. So most of the people get their masters from IITs, and many people do their PhD also from Indian Institute of Science. So which is in Bangalore also because most of our facilities are located in Bangalore. So that is the aftermath. But basically, they have done engineering from all smaller cities. You see that most of them, 80% of the workforce is not really from IITs. They are all from tier two engineering colleges. I wouldn't say even REC के भी बहुत कम लोग हैं. REC Trichy, it has become REC Trichy, yes, of course Trichy also has a lot of people, but even people from physics background, people with MSc physics, people with PhD in some nanotechnology, a lot of good PhDs also ISRO has directly. But it is something getting onto the lunar south pole, and the first time for any country in the world to really make it there. So now we have got a lander there, now we've got a rover there, tomorrow we can send something there. So it's not, now forget the moon, then we are thinking about some other things in the planet. What I mean is basically for each one of us, there is a separate purpose which is carved out. And I have not regretted being in the civil service for the last 20 years because I got to see and experience my country in a very close way from the Northeast India, from North India to South India to now Maharashtra. And I'm a person who likes to be with people. Uh, I mean, like, there are people by nature are introverts, by nature want to be quiet, don't want to get into other people's business. So if you're like that, then you better do, your engineering. So unless you can be really with the people, keep taking calls all the time, responding to things, and have that kind of a nature, you can survive here better. And it's a fulfilling service. You have a lot of respect. People come to you with this one. You have a lot of opportunity to give back to society because every single day, every decision you are taking is helping do something for somebody or for the community. You are able to help, get things done. And there is a lot of things required in government. Government governance needs to become more and more better in India because it has changed a lot from the way it was in 80s and 90s after liberalization and things like that. But definitely there is a need to uh, make governance in such a way that people need not come to us. People should be able to apply online and just wait. The other day we were trying to get an NFC website ka, like upgrade we were looking at. Then there were some Americans who were talking to us and we were on a group call about this. So they're talking about the Seattle website, Mercer Island website, and all that websites, and trying to see from they say that they want to start a business, they just send one application, one page application. And in 3 days or fourth day, they'll get a approval and they can start their business. I really hope in India we can tell that कि हमने एक application दिया है 2 दिन में हमें approval मिल गया है start a business. We really need to come at real ease of doing business. And not only that, help people keep business clean. You don't make so many laws and so many things so complicated that it becomes difficult to comply with anything. And whether you do something or not, you are on the wrong side. So people tend to take advantage of that. And this, trying to monitor and trying to show that we start with the premise कि इसने कुछ गलती किया होगा पकड़ नहीं कर. ऐसे सोच के till he comes up with a big mistake, we just keep quiet. Him to grow and this one. So in governance, when we do say e-governance or we bring a particular service online or we, probably get something going which becomes easier for the people, we have a sense of satisfaction that ये काम के लिए तो लोग हमारे पास चक्कर लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Earlier, for every birth certificate, every death certificate, for everything that people had to go around, to government offices. Now we have the e-Suvidha Kendra, we have the Setu. More or less everybody deposits there and after some time collects it. 95% people are able to get it. There are 3-4% people where there are some complications. Then only that gets escalated. Now your Satvara, everything is available online. Now we are doing a e-Puchnama, which we are doing online. And your Mojani, you want to get your land measured, we are trying to bring it on e-Mojani app. Where the application, till getting the map, everything is online. So these are the kind of things government is coming up with a lot of technology interventions basically because we have to make things better for citizens. So either civil service is one of the ways to do it. one of the ways to give back to your country, one of the ways to give back to your society. But I equally believe that you people can do it in any way. A doctor can do good service and they can give, contribute to society. You can create a lot of wealth. You can create a lot of employment in the country and value the society, and you can contribute. So in any way, you must find your purpose in your life. That is what I wish for all of you. And sorry, I took a lot of time away. Yes, yeah. But unless there's any specific question, I would like to conclude here. Thank you very much.
Happy afternoon. Most of the audience sitting here is in their 20s or 21. So if you were 20 years old, what life advice would you give yourself?
20 years, and yeah, I would do all the things I did. Probably I wouldn't probably want to live any other way. Because at 2021 I wanted to go abroad. Frankly speaking, I thought, I'll just work for a year or two and then do my masters abroad and go. But I feel I took a good decision to stay back and serve my country. And of course, civil service gave me an option to do that. But otherwise, also, I think my 21-year-old self today would be much more mature. In the sense, I feel today's younger generation is much mature than what we were, and your understanding of life is much more, and you guys are much more, I should say, sorted out. Irrespective of how much pressure your parents put, you are able to say, "नहीं, मेरे को यही करना है." So please believe in that, because and own up your responsibilities. What is my only advice I tell people is, all the decisions are yours. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, don't blame your parents for any decision in your life. Whether it is about your career, your education, or whether it's your personal life, about picking up a partner, or how many children you want to have, or even anything you want to relocate to any country, anything, please do it for yourself. 100% that this is my responsibility and this is my decision, and I am not going to blame anybody else for these issues. And don't let anybody intervene beyond a point. Take everybody's advice, because we live in an Indian society where we have to listen to everybody and say yes, 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 yes. You have to hear everybody out, whether it is seniors or cousins or mamas, mummies, kakas, uncles, father, mother, everybody. Hear everybody out, but please take your decision. The day you stop blaming others for whatever is happening with your life, good and bad, and for take responsibility for what you do, then you will be very happy. That much I can tell you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Ma'am, I have heard in your bio that you have joined London School of Economics. So, how was your experience there?
I was in London School of Economics in 2012. I was a Chevening Scholar. Chevening Scholar is a British scholarship which they give it to even mid career in research, or even fresh graduates can also take. You can do 1 year masters in any university in UK. Like you can do it in Oxford, you can do it in King's College, or you can do it in LSC. But I was chosen for a leadership course in London School of Economics. We were 12 Indians who got through that year. So I stayed on 4 months for that course there, and we graduated with a regular LSC course only, because we have put in so much of service already. We are 10, 12 years, we had completed our service already that time. So they focus on only improving our skills. But I felt that they had a more very open education system, in the sense we had very big people coming and speaking to us, talking to us, but they want to learn from you. They want to know what is your experience. And that fact that like say for example, you're presenting on a housing policy, then you are comparing with, say, like what is the Brazil's housing policy, or UK's housing policy, or a German housing policy, and then our policy. Then it just opens up your mind that there's so many different ways of doing things. And I did my research paper on cybersecurity, and they gave me access to the best people in UK government who could talk to me about cybersecurity. So I feel those opportunities, when you study abroad, you have that opportunity. And even like living in London itself, like the transport system, you just have an Oyster card, and in that Oyster card, you can take the rail, tube, you can take waterways, you can take the bus, you can take anything with one Oyster card. So seamless to go through all the transport systems. And living there, you understand what is the social security system, how it works, and I should say all of more people are equal. There is no really question of pushing yourself through when you have to go to a doctor or when you have to do things. I mean, there are a lot of things you learn from the society there, also apart from what you study in the college. So that way it was a good experience. Thank you.
I have a question. What is the task that you cannot smile as what you could have done if you were an incident corporate?
I don't know if they get very happy weekends. They don't, get to come to office at all on weekend. And here I'm on the call even on the weekends and things like that. But no, my job requires me to be like that. But I think you have to take more holidays. I love to travel, so I've traveled a lot of countries, abroad. But then I can't match my batchmates, my school college friends. They're all the same. They're in a different country every 3 months. They're in a different country doing something else. I can't do that. Yes, I can't travel as much as they can. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. What was your most challenging moment in your civil service career?
We have had quite a few opportunities, but yes, I was a very young collector. I mean, I was in Sindhudurga CO Jilla Parishad. And that time it so happened that, Mr. Rani, who was with the Shiv Sena, shifted to the Congress. Then the by-election happened because he had to resign. He was a leader of opposition and he joined the Congress. So the election was going to be announced, but it was a very bitterly fought election. Uh, it so happened that all the Shiv Sena BJP MLAs of entire Maharashtra came and camped in one constituency, which is Malvan in Sindhudurg. And all the corporators of Mumbai, BJP Shiv Sena at that time, all the corporators also came and campaigned this one campaign against Mr. Rani. And one day before the election was announced, they made me the collector. I was made the collector on around October 5th. October 6th, they announced the election. So I was a new collector. I was just, I think, 27 years old. And I was a collector of a district. And and my first challenge was a by election, which was bitterly politically contested. And उसके बाद वो इलेक्शन प्रोसेस शुरू होता है नॉमिनेशन शुरू होता है ये होता है ये होता है and in the process so many things happened like some or the other MLA's car would be broken, somebody or other is beaten up, something would have happened every day. And they were staging protests like they would come and sit in the police station dharna, all MLAs sitting on the ground, and they wouldn't allow the people to function. So they were on different track only, and suddenly I was exposed to all this thing. I had the election earlier but not as a election officer. And also, there is a lot of violence which is happening. Even one person disappeared in the sense he went into the sea, or God knows, what happened. So one person just went out to heaven also in that entire thing. And so our people were quite uneasy, my entire team. And believe me, इतना complaints, cross complaints इतने हो रहे थे. The election commission sent observers. They sent observers to see whether we are doing elections properly or not. And that observer they sent had done 13 elections, including an election abroad. तो इतना टाइट और बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट ऑब्जर्वर्स को भेजा था हमारे पास. और वो बोलते थे कि ये आदमी को अरेस्ट किया, फिर वो बोलते थे वो हॉस्पिटल में वो एक्चुअली बीमार है कि नहीं देखने के लिए हॉस्पिटल में चले जाते थे वो ऑब्जर्वर्स ऐसे. And then I was sending a letter or email to Lok Sabha Secretariat, Rajya Sabha Secretariat, and to the then governor and then one that today we arrested so many MPs and released on bail. So many MPs got arrested, released on bail. So मेरा रोज शाम को एक था कि आज कौन कौन से MP और कौन से MLA अरेस्ट हो गए, ऐसा चल रहा. So in normal circumstances we don't do this, but that election and everybody said इसको election को countermand करेंगे. And they said कैसे भी करके we'll prove that this election is not done peacefully. So they said countermand होता है election, तो it means election cannot be conducted fairly. So continuously election commission of India को complaints are. Apart from that, I was the collector and my husband was the SP. So they even complained to the election commission saying that the husband and wife both are in SP, so they cannot do this election. So thankfully the chief electoral officer is there that she is doing her job and he is doing his job. We don't want to really interfere in that. So somebody filed on this one in the court also, saying that your husband and wife together cannot conduct an election. So then the final thing came when the election ballot papers. All our teachers and all were so scared. They thought that the will get vandalized. महाराष्ट्र में कभी भी ऐसा सिचुएशन बिहार और यूपी की people will run away with EVM or something like that. But what I'm trying to say is that people were so worried that they'll be attacked or things like that. I had to go and speak to each of the teams which are going to the say polling stations and tell them that we are with you. Nothing will happen. You conduct the election. And in that election also there was a thing that if people are scared, then they don't come to vote. If the voting percentage was very less, it would have proved again that there was a fear or uneasiness. So I don't know, whatever we did, and we had to put in so much efforts during that entire election process. There's 80% and about it, which doesn't even happen in India. Do it fairly and restore confidence of the people in the democratic system, so that they come out and vote, and they voted quite decisively. And that was a learning experience. After that, मैं बहुत I don't really that thing happened that we can handle and we can take care of things. So that's what I said. This gives you an opportunity at a very young age to manage a mistake. Then we manage those floods which happened in Konkan during that time. And some other things, but yeah, in terms of what you can understand, this is the best I can do. Thank you.
Almost everybody wants to go to foreign countries and pursue higher education over there. What is your view? कि मतलब they want to settle down there. What is your view? कि we also need to serve our own country. We need to work for our own people. So how do you guys?
See, that's why I'm telling you it's your purpose, your calling in life. So I won't say something is right or wrong. But what I mean to say is that, people go abroad, learn everything, come back and do things also in India. That is also possible. And if you can do something nice and where you are able to not just help India, but maybe, do something where you are developing things and tools which the entire world can use. I remember one of my batchmates, son, he was in IIT Bombay. He had to do his project work in Bangalore, so he had come to me because I was in ISRO. So he was telling me that he was doing a project wherein, when you go through the, when blind people go through the pages, go through the internet pages, they can read the script in Braille. Okay, Braille में conversion मिलता है, but they can't understand the pictures you are putting. Suppose if you are putting a picture of somebody kicking a ball, the blind person will be able to read other things, but your pictures cannot be understood by you. So for every picture, they are creating some automatic translation to help the person understand what is coming out in the picture. So they're doing something, like that, and then now he has gone to Carnegie Mellon to do his masters and wants to do further research on those things. So where not just the country, you might be end up contributing something more, for people. So it's entirely your calling, but I feel like there are a lot of opportunities in India today, and you will get opportunities to work in India also. Yes, as a matter of getting more knowledge and more this one, definitely go abroad and see what it is. I will encourage people to study abroad for some time, especially your masters or your PhD, and definitely understand how they are grown and how the society behaves and works there, so that when you come here, you have very high expectations for your own country, and you will help improve things here. So there's nothing right or wrong. It's the lifestyle that you want, and there is a lot of things to gain there. Who's there? And here also a lot of things to gain and lose. Yes, I would say that if you have an opportunity, serve here. If you have a better opportunity abroad, go abroad. Yeah. Because I won't be able to speak for you. I said your decision is yours always, but be happy with it. There's nothing wrong. It's not a sin to go out, and it's like people are able to earn so much, support their families back home. They're able to bring back a lot of investment back into India. Why not? Today you see Australia, you see UK, and I think मुझे तो लगता है Singapore also has one, now Indian origin president or prime minister. So America may also have an Indian origin, president in some time. इंडियन ओरिजिन के लोग सब जगह जाकर छा गए. पॉलिटिक्स सिर्फ इंडिया में नहीं, बाहर भी जाकर कर लेंगे अच्छी तरह से. So basically, I mean to say, Indian diaspora is so active everywhere, and many of my batchmates were foreign service batchmates who are posted abroad. They do everything. They Janmashtami also, their Shivratri also, Diwali also, Holi also, everything is happening. People don't really miss out much on what's happening here. But it's also about how satisfied you are about what you're doing. So, you're happy being here, go ahead. You'll have great opportunities in India also. If you think you can be happy living abroad, do that and accept it and be happy. Don't have two minds. So, thank you. Last question.
According to you, any major problem that is hindering the development of a country and the probable solution?
See, we are no Gango, I mean, like generally we see markets are doing well, industry is doing well, see things like our statistics are doing well and all that. I feel like see it's a 1.6 billion people that will ever rise out of poverty, out of this one. And actually, latest census जब भी होगा ना इंडिया में poverty बहुत कम हुआ है इंडिया में. Not that kind of poverty is not there, but there's a multidimensional poverty which you have to be worried about. See, it's not just about hunger and nutrition one. Now that PDS system है, rice पहुंचा देते हैं, cereal पहुंचा देते हैं, आंगनवाड़ीज है, all those things are there. Government has come up with that kind of a thing to take care of nutrition as well. But now it is the quality of education to guarantee. You have to give quality of health care. So India में अभी भी ऐसा नहीं होता कि for a poor man the biggest spending is on the education of his children and the biggest spending is on healthcare. One operation or one health issue in the family and then he goes into a debt trap. And बाद में वो debt trap से निकल ही नहीं पाता. So I always insist my जिला परिषद CEOs and collectors को मैं वही बोलती हूँ कि अगर आप हमारे गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स को बहुत अच्छा स्कूल्स बनाएंगे तो the poor man who is spending 50-60,000 per year on one child to give a private school, he will put it in our school. That is saved for him to do something else. That is saved for him to do, say maybe work for the higher education of the child or invest on a better house, invest on clothing or anything. And if you give good hospitals, so that will reduce his private sector expenditure on healthcare. So these two things I think really we need to push very hard in India because private sector में हो गया है. Private sector education is very good today. Healthcare is also very good. But why is it affordable to our people? Today, a cancer patient, today, a patient with heart issues or anything like that, if he is poor, he can't even afford it. So unless the government sector think, yes, only the people who can't afford private are coming to you, but please give them quality healthcare and quality education. So I feel उसको अगर improve करेंगे हम लोग, then we really are there. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your insights, experience, and valuable wisdom. I hope all your questions are answered, and everyone present here has something to learn from ma'am's experiences.
There's a medium in Marathi. कोणालाही उत्साही बनविण्यासाठी सक्षम. Your knowledge symposium and discourse has made us excited and motivated thoroughly. Thank you, ma'am. I kindly ask Dr. Latesh ma'am to present an appreciation to Vijayalakshmi ma'am on behalf of IIC, Government College of Engineering.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we will provide you all with an overview of the events that took place during the previous year, specifically focusing on IIC 5.0.
A session on incubation opportunities for students and faculty, early stage entrepreneurs was organized to encourage both students and faculty members to explore their entrepreneurial potential. NUB 2020 Samaj was a video presentation competition whose purpose was to raise awareness about the transformative changes brought about by NUB 2020. Ideathon 5.0 is the first major event undertaken by GCOE and IIC 5.0. Ideathon 5.0 provides platform for students and budding entrepreneurs who want to work on their startup ideas. On 29th of March, IIC GCOE organized a seminar on startup success for students to navigate legal and ethical considerations in their planning processes. In National Technology Week inaugural, as per the directors of Ministry of Education Innovation Cell MIC, The IIC committee members attended the inaugural ceremony of National Technology Day by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. On the occasion of National Youth Day, an elocution competition named Verbias was organized for students to bring out their hidden aptitude and oratory skills. On 10th April 2023, a visit to Incubation Center was conducted by IIC GCOE at Suryoday Engineering College, Nagpur, which aimed to provide to introduce students to the world of science, startups, entrepreneurship, and practical applications.
On 6th June 2023, a visit to CSR NEERI was conducted by ISC GCOEM at NEERI Nagpur to introduce students to the world of science and study the functioning of Harit Sangrahalaya, Pollution Control Division, Energy and Resource Management Division, Technology Park. A session on innovative learning and its advantages was conducted, highlighting NPTEL programs, that is the National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, encouraging participants to register for NPTEL courses. The Institution Innovation Council, ISC, of GCU embarked on a formal visit to the Raghavama College of Engineering at the Center of Innovation, Incubation and Training, also known as RCOM CIIIT Center in Nagpur. The visit aimed at facilitating the growth of innovation and entrepreneurship in both campuses. In a recent session, which was also one of the last events conducted under ISC 5.0 on innovation and prototype validation, the speaker, Dr. Agalya B., delved into innovation and invention, showcasing their relevance in today's world through various examples.
All the smooth working of IIC, all the previous committee, we request Vijayalakshmi ma'am to come forward.
Respected Vijayalakshmi Devi Madam, who is a chief guest and guest speaker for this program. On the dais, Dr. Kshitija Kadam Madam, IC President, Dr. Latish Bhagat, IC Convener, all the deans, heads, faculty, ISC student members, the immediate last year's organizers, and this year's organizers and dear students. Lot of activities are organized through the ISC, and this was very new. You can say the ISC started in 2018 only, because college started in 2016-17, and many colleges, those who are very old, they cannot start the ISC, but this college has started in its very early stage. And this institute is pioneer to advise three other senior colleges to establish the ISC. And because of the continuous efforts of the entire team, very enthusiastic, Madam Latish Bhagat and other madam and other entire team, along with the student members. The one of the great achievements is the 17 patents granted by the faculty and the students. Congratulations to all of them and everyone. This is a great achievement, and we will continue to do this. Not only this, madam, but we have a Unnat Bharat Haryana and even in Unnat Maharashtra. We have 7 projects we have undertaken, and one project, Dr. Raut madam, she went to IIT Delhi to present our showcase of that one important UPA project, and we have handed over all the 7 projects to the society, by the villages. That was one of the great achievements, and these are the very landmarks, because we are now applying and going for the NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. This is one of the important uh, uh, this what I can say required for the institute. Though our institute is very it's a 2016-17 started, so it's a 6 years old. Now it's in the 7th year. But last year we got the accreditation to the civil engineering department, and we are in the process of getting the accreditation to the mechanical. We have 5 years. not only this, student have a much greater platforms. We have a student IST chapter, Indian Institute of Indian Society for Technical Education, that is IST chapter, and the Institute of Engineers. Apart from that, other each department having the student association. So through the student association, lot of activities are undertaken. And recently, we have MOU with uh, the Bureau of Indian Standards. So each department having that chapter with the Indian Bureau of Indian Standards. And in the days to come, definitely will our student will excel in their knowledge. And what Madam's speech I conclude in 3 points. That she is a computer science graduate. There's a lot of cybersecurity and computer science knowledge. But she did very things in the administration. Challenges she faced in the when she was the lecturer. And more important, she worked in the ISRO. So what it gives us the message. Madam has said that you can have not only the engineering skills but the political science, society, histories, all these things. And one of the students asked that whether it's better to go for abroad or to stay here. Whatever you do, it is from your bottom of the hearts. You take all the things from all the corners. You take care of these skills. There should not be any murmuring. कि मेरे भाई ने ऐसा कहा था, father ने ऐसा कहा था, mother ने ऐसा कहा. So that you have to take into account. Whatever the success is there, that is yours. Your failure is also yours. So that way, if you do, then the last one madam said that you must be. So that is very important that whenever you do the steps. So lot of activities and not only this, but the increasing the knowledge, implications, and the human values. So that integrates our great personality. So I thank Madam that she has given very sizable duration for our activities. I really thank and delighted. So I once again wish you all our IIC students and in general all students best of luck. Thank you very much.
I request Gaurav to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Manish. As we head towards the end of today's program, I would like to extend my vote of thanks to everyone present here today. First and foremost, I thank Honorable Vijayalakshmi Bidari ma'am for gracing us with her presence today and sharing her story and her experiences with her. All the students present here from first year to fourth year have taken your